No one anticipated a collapse. Not here. Not now. Not because of her. Within Gatorade's online operations hub, conditions appeared stable moments ahead of release. Technicians tracked real-time metrics. Promotion staff followed the ticking clock. Leadership stood calm, predicting solid engagement, nothing beyond expected forecasts. They had rolled out products many times. They had partnered with top competitors before. They had witnessed sales bursts earlier, yet never anything close to this. As Caitlin Clark's personalized bottle became available, a strange shift occurred. Visits exploded at once. Not slowly, unexpectedly, the surge was violent. The spike was instant. Tens of thousands rushed onto the site within moments. Checkout attempts piled up faster than infrastructure could process them. Platforms built for extreme volume abruptly lagged beneath the strain. Next arrived the shock no one foresaw. In 20 seconds, inventory vanished, entirely erased. Technical teams froze, eyes locked on monitors, stunned. Leadership fell silent, since this outcome was never meant to unfold so quickly. Right there, clarity hit with force. Caitlin Clark represented more than fame. She carried influence. Yet the deeper narrative predated any beverage campaign. It began months before, once early indicators suggested her impact stood apart. Initially, signals were quiet. Her plays traveled wider than peers. Short videos sparked heavier interaction. Mentions spread outside traditional circles. Momentum followed. Venues filled wherever she competed. Seat costs climbed sharply. Supporters showed up not merely for the sport. They came to witness her presence alone, deliberately, creating legends before history fully caught up everywhere instantly.
Hold on, y'all getting a lot of free promo over here. Caitlin Clark, Tyrese Halliburton going viral with this new Gatorade content, man. This is everywhere at this point. I see it being posted pretty much everywhere, and hopefully we can get to some actual Caitlin Clark hoop footage in the very near future if a CBA deal gets done. Let's take a look at this here. All right, man. So we got new Caitlin Clark Gatorade content coming up, man. Oh, these are fire. You see these shoes? These are fire. These are fire. Those are super fire. So we have that. And now I want to get into some things that Rachel Demita said. I think she was spot on with quite a few things here.
That separation altered everything, because when supporters track an athlete rather than a franchise, power realigns. It shifts away from structures and centers on the person. Corporations recognized this almost immediately. Nike reacted first, because Nike doesn't back talent purely on results. They commit based on direction. They commit based on cultural pull. And Caitlin Clark possessed that force. Not artificial, not engineered, but authentic. Whenever she appeared, focus followed. Whenever she competed, dialogue widened. Whenever she moved, crowds responded. It wasn't mere admiration, it was acceleration. And acceleration in athletics is the most volatile energy imaginable, because once it ignites, it sustains itself. It expands beyond restraint.
The website, it had this and it scrolled down, it was like sold out. They literally made it almost like Nike sneakers. Like, I've never seen anything like that before. A damn water bottle crashed the fucking site. Like, it's gonna sell out in seconds. There are 2,200 Caitlin Clark fans that will spend $20 on anything that says the word Caitlin Clark on it. Like, I know myself, like, this is as somebody that, like, sold quite a bit of merch. I absolutely sold quite a bit of merchandise with around this, and it was great. You know, before anything was Caitlin Clark logo related, and people were searching for things. Man, I made a bit of money from merch. That being said, I stand by this. I still feel like I did make kind of cool merch.
It expanded past limits. Even stars from the NBA started reacting. Tyrese Halliburton didn't respond like a distant spectator. He responded like someone recognizing a pivotal moment, Because NBA players grasp influence better than most. They exist within it. They study its rhythms, and they noticed what the wider audience was beginning to realize. Caitlin Clark wasn't moving along a normal progression. She was speeding beyond it sooner than expected, quicker than forecasted, quicker than anyone could restrain, and companies shifted strategy because brands don't pursue noise. They pursue focus. They pursue emotional ties. They pursue relevance. And Caitlin Clark delivered all three simultaneously. Her impact wasn't limited to competition. It flowed into culture, into dialogue, into identity. Supporters didn't only back her play. They backed what she symbolized: opportunity, transformation, growth. The Gatorade release became the instant that revealed it all. It wasn't meant to set milestones. It wasn't meant to overwhelm infrastructure. It was only meant to exist. But fans reshaped it into something bigger. They waited. They observed. They readied themselves. And when the drop arrived, they responded immediately. Not because the item was necessary, but because meaning was attached. Meaning tied to her. Meaning tied to the instant. Meaning tied to history forming live. 20 seconds was enough. Inside Gatorade, the metrics revealed everything. This was abnormal. This was not standard. This was influence functioning at the highest tier. The type of pull that alters strategy, reshapes perception, and redistributes power, because authority in sports has always followed focus. And focus was now tracking Caitlin Clark, not as a symbol, but because it was built naturally, genuinely, unavoidably. The sports landscape reacted at once. Coverage intensified. Commentators dissected what it meant. Supporters magnified the moment across every platform, because moments like this validate something deeper. They validate faith. Faith that something new is emerging. Faith that something meaningful is taking shape. Faith that the future is moving quicker than expected. And Caitlin Clark stood at the center of it. NBA players kept recognizing her impact not with announcements, but with respect, because respect cannot be fabricated.
I have seen in years, and shout out to all of you guys who came and hung out on the live stream. That was so much fun, but there was some WNBA stuff that was going on over the past few days. I'm gonna be totally honest with you guys. Covering the WNBA as of late has become more like a chore than it is something enjoyable for me, because we haven't been able to
see, and you know, obviously I enjoy covering women's basketball. I cover the NFL as well. I will say, man, this whole CBA situation has drug on for so long. Rachel Demita is not the only creator that I've heard say this. You know, there's a bunch of creators there's a bunch of people who cover the WNBA who have just been turned off, man. You've seen Jason Whitlock say he's done. He walked away. You know, Colin Cowherd, these guys are.
And the kind of cost of living crisis, where it's a weird one, because it's like, it's not, everything's getting more expensive, but it's like people in general aren't looking to spend excess because, you know, the actual cost of living has gone way up. Not most of the time people's money hasn't gone down, it's just the cost of surviving has gone up. So that's when discretionary income goes down. But still, when it comes down to it, we have genuinely got a situation where we know once that shoe releases, holy shit. Once that shoe releases, I'm genuinely it's going to be Nike's biggest launch of the year.
It can only be earned, and it was being offered without hesitation. The Gatorade episode turned into a symbol, not because of what moved off shelves, but because of what it exposed. It exposed magnitude. It exposed reach. It exposed power that exceeded conventional boundaries. Conventional thinking relies on slow rise, steady awareness, measured progression. But Caitlin Clark wasn't steady. She was explosive. Each moment fueled the next. Each response magnified the following one. Each reaction reinforced what came after, until the momentum became impossible to deny. Companies saw it. Media acknowledged it. Players understood it. Supporters had understood it far earlier, because fans are always ahead of the curve. They sense what's genuine before systems can quantify it. They react to attachment before executives break it down. They generate impact before structures adjust. And Caitlin Clark had forged that bond entirely on her own. Not through campaigns, not through hype, but through presence, through results, through being real. The sold-out bottle wasn't merely a release. It was proof. Proof that Caitlin Clark had crossed into a different tier. A tier where her reach could shift markets instantly. A tier where her presence could redefine expectations. A tier where her effect could no longer be restrained. Because influence of this scale never stays contained. It spreads. It adapts. It reshapes everything it touches. The most striking part was how effortlessly it unfolded. She never demanded focus. Focus found her. She never pushed power. Power followed naturally. She never chased momentum. Momentum formed around her. And now the entire sports world is paying close attention, because moments like this signal turning points. Turning points where the future becomes clear. Turning points where influence becomes impossible to deny. Turning points where history begins to move. Caitlin Clark didn't just overwhelm a website.
And to be fair, it's probably why Caitlin Clark is so selective in what she endorses. It probably is. Like, she's not going to endorse absolutely anything. For a big reason of, if she does go and just try to endorse anything, we could be at a stage where it's going to be bought. So if she endorses a shitty product, it might look bad on her, because it's almost like she is a celebrity. The only comparison that I can give is, like, she is a celebrity that has seemingly got
the takeover, the Caitlin Clark takeover for the 2026 WNBA offseason continues, going viral with Indiana Pacer point guard Tyrese Halliburton, as he did a sneaky little pop-up at the Gatorade shoot. We got to get into that. Rachel Demita is making waves. Shout out to Rachel Demita. She's making waves for a video she put out where she basically said covering the WNBA is starting to feel more like a chore than it is being enjoyable. It's making waves, man. We got to get into all of it. Welcome to Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the channel, hit that bell notification, hype the video for me as well. Be greatly, greatly appreciated. Let's start here with the new Caitlin Clark commercial Gatorade with Tyrese Halliburton popping up. This was pretty cool to see.
Surprise!
Tyrese!
What's up, y'all? It's Tyrese here to surprise my girl Caitlin. Gatorade has brought back her favorite flavor, Rainberry, now with lower sugar.
Rainberry, best Gatorade flavor that's ever been invented right here.
Try it and tell me if it tastes the same.
Even better than I remember. It's not even close.
And it's got your face on it. Surprise!
Tyrese!
What's up, y'all? It's Tyrese here to surprise my girl Caitlin. Gatorade has brought back her favorite flavor, Rainberry, now with lower sugar.
Rainberry, best Gatorade flavor that's ever been invented right here.
Try it and tell me if it tastes the same.
Even better than I remember. It's not even close.
And it's got your face on it.
Hey, Gatorade, man, y'all need to kick some of that over to KTV, man. Hold on, y'all getting a lot of free promo over here. Caitlin Clark, Tyrese Halliburton going viral with this new Gatorade content, man. This is everywhere at this point. I see it being posted pretty much everywhere, and hopefully we can get to some actual Caitlin Clark hoop footage in the very near future if a CBA deal gets done. Let's take a look at this here. All right, man. So we got new Caitlin Clark Gatorade content coming up, man. Oh, these are fire. You see these
She exposed something far more meaningful. She uncovered belief on a massive scale. Belief from supporters, belief from companies, belief from the entire sports ecosystem. And belief is where legacy begins. Because legacy isn't built through statements. It's built through reaction, through attachment, through moments that refuse to be dismissed. And in 20 seconds, Caitlin Clark created exactly that. A moment that showed her impact wasn't fleeting. It wasn't delicate. It wasn't reliant on timing. It was genuine. It was forceful. And it was still accelerating. Because once the world witnesses influence like this, everything shifts, standards shift, possibilities shift, tomorrow shifts, and Caitlin Clark was already positioned at the center of it all. Not seeking approval, not waiting for confirmation, but advancing forward relentlessly, inevitably, into the industry itself. That strength wasn't delicate. It wasn't shaped by conditions. It was genuine. It was commanding. And it kept growing stronger. Because when the world recognizes influence like this, everything shifts, standards shift, possibilities shift, tomorrow shifts, and Caitlin Clark was already positioned at the center of it all. Not asking for approval, not seeking confirmation, but pushing ahead inevitably, relentlessly into the industry itself.